So Greylock, what nonsense, it can't be.
Hello, Raskolnikov. I've come to make your personal acquaintance, and I also wanted to help make sure you don't deter me from assisting your sister, Dunya. As of now, I believe that she would not be able to accept my help because she has some prejudice against me. I reckon that...
You reckon wrongly.
It was yesterday, I know. I came here only the day before. Now, Rodion, let me ask you this. What have I done wrong to make you act all angrily against me? I have done nothing. I just merely asked you a question. Is it because I persecuted a defenseless girl and assaulted her with my infamous proposals? Is that it? I've only to assume that I'm capable of love. It's a natural thing. I'm not a monster. I'm a victim of consequence. The question is, Raskolnikov, am I a monster or am I a victim of circumstance? And what if I am a victim? I mean, love is a natural thing, you know? If reason is a slave to passion, I was probably doing more harm to myself than anyone else.
But that's not the point. It's simply whether you're right or wrong. We dislike you. We don't want you here. Get out.
There's no getting around you, is there? I just tried to talk to you once, and then now you're just like, get out.
But you are still trying to get around me.
What of it? What of it? This is what the French call bongware, and this is the most innocent form of deception. Still, you have interrupted me. Everything was pleasant except for what happened in the garden. Marfa Petrovna.
You have got rid of Marfa, too, they say.
You heard that too, huh? You be sure to, though. I mean, to answer your question, though, I really don't know what to say. Like, I had no hand in the murder. The medical reports say that she died from epilepsy from heavy bathing after a bunch of wine and eating a heavy dinner. But I'll tell you this. When I was on the train coming here, I was thinking to myself, didn't I contribute to all that calamity? But I came to the conclusion that it's out of the question.
I wonder you trouble yourself so much about it.
What are you laughing at? I mean, consider this. I only hit Marfa twice with the switch. There weren't even any marks. Please, okay, don't consider me a cynic. I know that's an atrocious act, but Marfa was pleased by my warmth. The story of your sister was wrung out by the town for not even 3 years, just forever, for so long until, like, everybody and their mother knew about the story. I mean, for the last 3 days, Marfa had nothing to talk about. She had to sit at home, and, you know, she was sat at home because she had nothing to talk about. I feel that people just love to be insulted. I think that's especially true with women.
You're fond of fighting.
No, not very. Marfa Petrovna and I, we scarcely ever fought. We lived very harmoniously, and she was very pleased with me. For the 7 years that we lived together, I only beat her twice with the whip. The first time was about 2 months after we were married when we entered the country, and the second time was the time that you were speaking about earlier. What? Do you think I was a slave driver?
So you haven't talked to anyone, I suppose.
Scarcely anyone. I suppose you're wondering how I've been such an adaptable man?
No, I'm only wondering why you're an adaptable man.
Is it because I'm not offended by your questions? Is that it? You asked, so I answered. I mean, there's just hardly anything that interests me now, Rodion. I mean, these past 3 days have been actually pretty delightful. Me meeting you. Okay, don't be mad. You're acting pretty strangely too. I mean, I'm not such a bear as you think.
Perhaps you're not a bear at all, but I think you're a good man. Or at least you know how to behave like one.
You know, I am not interested in anyone's opinion, so why not be vulgar, especially when it's such a good cloak for our climate, especially if somebody has a natural propensity for it.
But you have many friends here. You are a man with many connections. But what would you possibly want with me, unless you have something?
It's true I have friends here. I mean, I've met them already. I mean, I've been lounging alone by myself. I mean, they've seen me and I've seen them, but I haven't formally met them. I dress well and I have the I have the status of somewhat rich man, but the emancipation stuff has not affected me at all. I mean, these people that I knew, these so-called friends, I am totally sick of them. How has it come that this town has changed so much in 8 years? A town of officials and students of all sorts. Yes, it's a great deal of the city that I didn't know 8 years ago. My only hope is in anatomy. By Jove, it is.
Anatomy? What anatomy?
But for all these clubs, parades, and progress, indeed, they might live on without me. I mean, besides, who wants to be a car chopper?
So you've been a car chopper?
How could I help that? There's a regular set of us, busmen. 8 years ago, we gambled all the time. We had a great time. I mean, we were all men of high society. We were men of property. And have you noticed that it's a rule for Russian society that the men with the best manners are the ones who get trashed a lot. I mean, I've deteriorated in the country. I've been in prison for debt for 70,000 rubles from this Greek guy named Nezhin. When Marfa Petrovna, she bought me off for about 30,000 rubles. Now think this. She for my whole 7 years I've been with her, she held an IOU over me for 30,000 rubles. Women are just half for nothing compatible with that.
If it hadn't been for that, would you have given her the slip?
You know, I don't know what to say. It was hardly a document that restrained me. I mean, Marfa, she offered me to go abroad, but whenever I went to abroad, the sea Naples, the B, the Bay, the sea, no, they didn't. I didn't really find any interest in them. What the worst part of it is that one of them actually saddened me. No, it's better at home. I mean, here at least when someone blames one for their own actions and everything, and there's no excuses for what one did. I heard, I've heard that Berg is going up in a balloon this week. Is that true?
Why? Would you go up?
Oh, me? No. I would never. No, the document actually didn't restrain me. It was my own doing, not leaving the country. And actually, about a year ago, Marfa gave me back the document of the IOU. She actually had a considerable amount of money because she made a fortune. You know? She actually said, "I trust you, Arkadia. I'm Ivan Novich." You know, that was actually what she said. You don't believe it, but that's what she actually told me. I managed to say it quite well, and I ordered a lot of books. And she was actually afraid that I was overstudying, but then she got okay with it.
You seem to have been missing Marfa a lot lately.
Missing her? Perhaps. Really, perhaps I am. You know, by the way, do you believe in ghosts?
What ghosts?
Ordinary ghosts.
Do you see them?
I wouldn't say no exactly.
Do you believe in them?
Well, Marfa Petrovna is pleased to visit me.
What do you mean by that?
Well, she has been here 3 times. I saw her the day of her burial. The second time, I saw her at the train station when I was coming to the city, and the third time was in the room that I was staying in, and when I was alone.
Were you awake?
Wide awake. I mean, I was awake the entire time. Every time she comes, she would speak for me for a minute, and then stand at the door, and she'd always be at the door. I think I can always hear her.
What made me think that something of this sort must be happening to you?
What? You think so? Really? Didn't I say there was something in between us?
You never said so!
Didn't I?
No!
I thought I did. When I came in, I saw you lying on the bed. I just thought to myself, this is the man.
What do you mean by the man?
What
What
do
are
I
you
mean?
talking about?
What do I mean? I don't really know.
That's all nonsense. What does she say when she come to you?